to woman. What's something you thought you wanted in a man till you got it and realized it meant nothing? I think this is better. Hi. Let me get comfortable. I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across a story that led me to a thread, and it was quite interesting. So I'm like, okay, let me do a video about it because I feel like I could relate to a lot of things in the video, and I could relate not just on a personal level but like on a second hand level as well, like from my friends and loved ones. So the thread is woman to woman. What's something you thought you wanted in a man till you got it and realized it meant nothing? I'll post a link to the thread in the description box if you want to go through like the full overview of it. I went through it, like most of it as of the time, and it was very interesting, so I wanted to share a few. I thought I wanted a guy who was very gentle and sweet, but turns out that means he won't speak up or do anything when others mistreat you. I think that's like yes or no, because there are some people that because that is their nature, they don't confront situations, and so when something happens to you and they are there, they will just say, oh, let it go. And if you're not that type of person that would want your partner or the person you're with to say that, you might be offended to this. So I totally get that. Okay, so this one says, a man who says I don't argue because he shuts down, avoids accountability, and calls that peace. That is so true, and you will get gaslighted you guys even know what, into, oh, I want peace of mind, I don't want to argue, and the person will be running away from being accountable. So that makes a lot of sense, because two people are going to be in a partnership, like even if it's with friends, two people are going to be in a friendship or whatever it is. There should be some level of accountability on both sides. So if I'm doing something, the other person should be able to call me out, and vice versa. So if you don't confront the issue because you want peace, then you're just running away from the issue. So I totally agree with that. This one says, someone who was obsessed with me. I was his whole world and I was suffocated. Sure, he has never cheated, but I couldn't be friends anymore or do anything without him. I lost myself fully. Now I want someone who has a life outside of me. I think that makes a lot of sense, like so much sense, because in as much as you want your partner to be in your, and I'm not speaking like an experienced person, I could relate to some of these things, and that's why I'm sharing light on it. But in as much as you want to be with somebody that has like prioritizes you, that's the word. In as much as you want to be with somebody that prioritizes you in their decision making, in their day-to-day activities, because you people are partners. And I want to bring this as like in terms of friendship as well, does not mean that they shouldn't have a life of their own, because you're two individuals coming together, or coming together for the union or whatever it is. So yeah, that makes so much sense. Your whole world shouldn't be about one person, because then what if that person is not there? Then what? Like, that's not fair. That's not a fair judgment at all. So yeah, I totally agree with that. This one says, an honest man. Honesty without compassion is cruelty. I always thought if a man was honest about certain things, I could respect him, and I realized it doesn't matter. I can't respect a man just because he's honest. I need transparency. There's a big difference. The fact that somebody's honest with you is totally different from somebody being transparent with you. Transparency comes from the person deciding to willingly share information that you wouldn't necessarily find out, but they tell you just because they want to be accountable to you. Because I think being transparent to somebody, you are accountable to the person. You can be honest with people, but you don't necessarily have to be accountable with them, because the fact that I'm honest with you, that means if you ask me or if it comes up, I'm going to tell you the truth. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to keep it to myself. That's lying by omission. So you're not necessarily being honest anyways at the end of the day. But people mistake it. People think, oh, he's an honest person, but a transparent person is better than being an honest person. At the end of the day, too, it depends on if you can handle that level of information or exchange. Because if you are being transparent with somebody, it is expected that they are also transparent with you. So vice versa. So that a man who understood my trauma because he also experienced a tough childhood. It felt good until it meant there was no upward pull, and he was stuck in victim mentality, whereas I had vision and dream for a bigger wholesome life. Now I'm with someone who doesn't understand trauma, but he would hold me when I'm having a PTSD episode, fetch me my hot water bottle, create structure for my distracted brain, a personal attitude about the future is more important than the past. If I want to deep this particular thread, I would say that it's true. Sometimes I feel like even people that have gone through similar things to you will not understand you as much as somebody that hasn't necessarily gone through it. And let me use myself as an example. When I lost my dad, afterwards, like when I lost my dad, a lot of people sent in consolatory messages. So we are here for you, our condolences, and all of that. A lot of people sent in comfort messages. So they sent in, we're here for you, if you need anything let us know, messages like that. And it was well received. Sometimes though some of these messages also triggered me to cry more or like think more. Now fast forward to 5 years, when I hear that my friends or somebody that I know has also lost a family member, I do not know what to say to the person, even though it looks like I should have a better experience or a better way of handling the situation because I have been there. But I clearly don't know. Like I always say that I don't know what to say because I didn't get any message that made me feel better. So I totally agree with this. Like sometimes the fact that you're going through something, you're going through a trauma or a shake in life, doesn't necessarily mean that if you are going through it with somebody who has also gone through it, they will understand you. But generally they should understand you. But like I said, I'm giving myself as an example. When I hear that a friend has lost somebody that is close to them, like a loved one, I do not know what to say, because when it was my turn, I knew that nothing they said was able to console my pain. Even though it's appreciated, it's just, I know it wasn't enough because at the end of the day, I'm like, the person's not there. So yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about this particular thread. I feel like, yeah, you don't always get the comfort you think you might get from somebody that is going through it. But yeah, this one was funny. This one says, a trad wife life with her husband learns the hard way that financial abuse and infidelity are rampant among men who control finances. Hard pass, 0 over 10, no stars, would not recommend. When I saw this, I laughed because I'm always joking about how I want to be a housewife. I still want to be a housewife. I don't want to stress in life. I want to be a baby girl. I think that's what I should say. I shouldn't say I want to be a housewife. I want to be a baby girl. So yeah, that was funny. People are making it work, and all the best to them. But I don't see personally how it would be in a marriage, for example, and it's just one source of income. Like, that's the long-term goal. That's one source of income. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There are people who are housewives, but they are pulling in their own weight. Like, they are bringing in a source of income into the home because they probably have like investments. They have, I don't know, like something is giving, but they're just maybe a stay-at-home mom. but they have businesses, they have investments, they have property, stuff like that, that is bringing them profits. So they are not the typical 9 to 5 or like an entrepreneur or a CEO, but they're just, you know, home all the time, taking care of the home, taking care of the kids, taking care of the husband, but they are bringing in income. That, I think, is more feasible. But when you're in a home where everything is coming from one channel, there is a higher chance of abuse, because then you're putting the burden on one individual, and I don't think that is fair. But then again, everybody has how it works for them, and yeah, to each its own. But I don't think it's a situation any person will want to put themselves in. Like, you literally surrender your whole life and your activities to somebody. And I feel like for that, with that particular example, that's how certain people feel about having like a joint account with your partners. That's a conversation for another day, bro. Like, having everything from one person, like if you're a woman, your husband or your male partner or whatever, your partner is bringing in all the income that is spent by two people. There's one person that's providing it. That's a lot of pressure. This one says, I thought I wanted mainly a man with money until you realize he works a lot and you barely get any time or attention like that. Also, he comes with a huge ego because he knows other women want him because of the money. A lot of times they are unaffectionate either. I think this is very subjective, because there are wealthy men that are affectionate. True though, they have to go and get the bag, but I think that's a bit subjective. It doesn't cut us across much, but then I beg to differ. What do I know? This one got me. This one says, someone who didn't go out. Used to dream of the day I got a man who didn't like clubbing, being out all the time. But when I was with my ex, I ended up staying inside. No dates, no fun plans to go out anywhere, just home, smoking or eating. I gained 30 pounds sitting at home with that bump. Flash to now, my boyfriend plans weekly outings for us. We stay in the gym, and he stays inviting me to hang out with friends. Turns out I needed a partner to include me. Never letting myself stagnate like that again. I think that is very true. Sometimes we are too focused on, maybe like, for example, let me speak as a girl. So when it's football season, I see a lot of like my male friends all about football, and you see a lot of guys usually gravitate to the whole football. They will like go out in a pub and go watch football together with their friends and everything. So usually girls are left will I say left behind. But yeah, I totally agree with this, because I feel like sometimes you think, oh, maybe if they don't go out too much, they will have time. Somebody can be in the same house with you and not give you attention. Somebody can definitely be in the same house with you and not say a word. Like, I've heard of situations where like my friends will be home with their partners, my married friends of course, and maybe there's an issue or something and they're not talking. So he can be home, your partner can be home, your friend can be home, but they are not, there's no communication, there's no attention. So I think the fact that they are going out means that they are not giving you attention. So yeah, there's that as well. There's the other one that I saw that I thought was really funny. Height. Please, there's nothing wrong in liking somebody who is 6 foot. Coming from the 5. Sometimes when I measure my height, I am 5'3". Sometimes I'm 5'4". We leave that debate for a later date. But yeah, this one says height with an exclamation mark. We need to let that go. When I was younger, I wanted to date taller men all the time, but now my boyfriend, who I would likely marry, is the same height as me, and when I wear heels, I'm taller than him, and guess what? We still look good together. LOL. And he still makes me so happy. I realize most of the taller ones are always the lying, cheating, scheming ones. Oh. Tall guys, this lady is coming for you. She says all the tall ones. She said most. Just most of the tall ones are lying, cheating, scheming ones. Giving you three full adjectives: lying, scheming, cheating. That was funny. This one, wait for it. It says, men who say I don't like drama. I don't either. But they mean I don't like conflict or being held accountable. I think that's true. Those men that will gaslight you and say it's about my peace. I want peace of mind. Peace. I want peace of mind. No comments. Peace of mind. Who doesn't want peace of mind? Like, I feel like this is a table that we are shaking, and this table is women are on the table. But yeah, like who in their right sense would just say I want to start an argument? I don't. Never mind. There are women that are like that, but generally, who wants to start an argument? Don't get me wrong. There are people like that too, but generally, nobody wants to just get up and start an argument. So which one is one piece? Me, what do I want? Do I want war? This one got me. It says, I thought I wanted a high-earning, responsible man. Turns out he also has to be generous. It's true. There are people that are they make a lot. So they're high-earning and they are responsible. So they are not wasteful with their spending and all of that. But they are very stingy. Very, very stingy. Like, they wouldn't break the back for you. They wouldn't go out of their way in terms of providing to make sure that you are comfortable. It's all about them. So you can get somebody who is very responsible with their finances, with their life, somebody who earns a lot or is comfortable, but they are selfish. And so it's about them. It's not about you. So the fact that they are earning a lot doesn't mean you are going to be fine. Please, that's why you shouldn't be depending on one income. Oh, this is weird. This one says music taste. I thought it was so much deeper than it is. To have the same taste, and it genuinely means nothing. It's true. I don't think having the same music taste should change your mind about somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with, unless the music is like demonic. I mean, that's the only example for me. Like, maybe you like really demonic songs about maybe suicide and depression. Those are the songs you enjoy. That one can change my mind. But apart from that, I don't think generally music should be something that, I mean, I even think that music would overlap. Like, sometimes somebody is listening to a song that you like and your partner is listening to a song that you like, and it would overlap. So I don't think music should be like a big deal. This one says, the good guy. You have to be really specific even when dealing with these types. The good guy can be condescending or have a superiority complex, not generous or emotionally constipated. Very true. 100%. Drop the mic. Because what is there to say again? This one says, a good heart is not enough. You also need a shared vision, emotional consistency, and a sense that you are growing together. It's true. There are some people that are good individuals, but together it's a bad combo. Just like, that's it. Together it's a bad combo. The fact that they are good individuals does not necessarily mean they can be good in addition to, like, just bad combo. Like, that's all I can say. Bad combo. This one is funny. This one says she wanted alpha male energy. Turns out she's more into aloha male energy. I went to look up the aloha male energy. It's like Hawaiian thing. So I think what she's into is a more easygoing, because when you think of Hawaii, you think of vacation, you think of easygoing. So I think she's more right now. She has decided that she's more into easygoing people. This is good. This one says, a man with married parents. It's still my preference, but too many of those bomber relationships were bad examples because the women didn't stand up for themselves. It's true. It's true. The fact that somebody has married parents or parents that is like parents that are still together doesn't mean that they are happy. Because some people are living with their parents who do not talk. They're in the same house, they are not talking. In the same house, they're living in two different homes in the house. Like one house, two different homes. So yeah, the fact that they have married parents on paper, because I genuinely think it's more difficult. It's easier to get married than to divorce. It's more difficult to get a divorce, especially when you're older. Like if, for example, I'm in my 20s and if my father was alive and my father wants to get a divorce from my mom, or my mom wants to get a divorce from my, I think even if she goes, like especially in Ghana, if she goes to the court and she says she wants a divorce from her husband, they will laugh at her because you're in what? Make it make sense. So yeah, definitely. Sometimes the logistics of it, like if they get a divorce, they have to go and live in separate homes and start afresh. So they would rather be separated in the marriage. So yeah. Okay, so this one says fancy dates. Turns out when you love that person, everything becomes fun and adventurous. It's true. I think when you genuinely like or love somebody, you are more inclined to whatever that they do and you're more excited about it. Unless you're not in a good mood, but genuinely you should be more excited about it because you're with the person. This one said, this entire thread convinced me it doesn't matter what type of man, it's all of them. This person is savage. This is all of them. Everybody together. Everybody. It's all of them. This one says flowers all the time. Hey, please, some of us are flower girls. This one is PG-13, so we are gonna skip it. This one says, I thought I needed a man who could match my strong personality. The type of strength I needed wasn't a man who could match me. It was actually a man who could lead and guide me with gentleness and patience. I thought that was so sweet because you don't need to have matching personalities to make it work. You just need to have understanding and gentleness, like she said. So yeah, that was so sweet. Someone said this is a post I could be sitting for hours and reading comments, and she put popcorn, because that was me. Like I was just in bed taking screenshots of ones that I thought was like really interesting, so I loved that. This one okay, but I want to read it. This one says, a more sensitive man. Turned out I got myself a BITCH. Realized I just needed a man who is emotionally intelligent, not sensitive. I think the right balance is important. Like somebody has to be. It's okay for the person to be emotionally sensitive, but they should have the intelligence enough to walk through it, like to go through with it. So that's all I want to say on that. A God-fearing and God-serving man. My dear, be specific with which God you're talking about, because you will get sent a God-fearing and God-serving man. Your adversary hears your prayers too and will send counterfeits. Be sober and vigilant. This is so true. I was talking to my friend and I was telling we were talking about just life in general, and sometimes how you see something and then especially even when you're talking to somebody, like you're talking to somebody and you say, God, if this one is not from me, take it away, and then you won't listen, you still be there and you say, maybe that wasn't the sign, you keep on saying, maybe that wasn't the sign, and then it doesn't work out. Maybe you didn't see the sign a long time ago, but then the question is also, what made you think that was the person? It's probably because the person was a counterfeit to what you thought you prayed for. And that's so true, because when she was even putting in, I think I'm going to put the things here so you're going to see, but when she was even typing, she said God-fearing, like with a capital G, and then he said you'll be sent a God-fearing, like with a small g. So yeah, Please be specific. Be detailed about what you want. Okay, this one says, don't listen to what a man tells you about himself. Watch his actions. That's where he shows you who he truly is. And men who narrate themselves, I'm not that awful kind of guy, I will never hurt you, etc., are doing so to fool you. They will get angry when you point out the difference between their actions and their words. It's true, actions speak louder than words. Like, that's a known fact. Like, hands down, drop the mic, that is it. Like, if somebody says they care about you, or somebody says they want the best for you, their actions should match what they've said. You can't say one thing and do another thing. So I think there's nothing to talk about there. This is a very important one. It says, I've done something, like I've read something similar, but just to add it on. It said, I thought I wanted a kind man until I realized that meant he couldn't be held accountable for his actions, whether intentional or not, because he didn't mean to. I'm tired of explaining how intent doesn't eliminate impact, and that is so powerful. The fact that you didn't mean to hurt somebody doesn't mean that your actions didn't hurt the person. Like, maybe you're driving on the street and you accidentally hit somebody and the person dies. You didn't mean to kill the person is dead. So yeah, intent does not eliminate impact. That is such a beautiful, this should be framed. That's such a beautiful line. I think, yeah, that's it. I can't say anything again. That's on period. That's it. This one says, my hot guy reality check. Oh my gosh, this is such a good question. I totally fell for the super hot, always the center of attention guy. You know, the kind everyone's like, wow, is he with her? I honestly thought having a super conventionally attractive guy would make me feel like validated or something, like I had just won some kind of prize. But the truth is, once you get past the initial ooh la la, it really means nothing. Zero. If anything, it often came with a lot of ego. I think somebody had already mentioned that sometimes the alpha male energy, because I think that's what this is, would also mean that they have a lot of ego and they don't want to be accountable, and they think if you're going to make them accountable, you're doing too much. And okay, so this is a bit sad. When I saw it, it said, someone smarter than me. My late husband was a Mensa level genius, but he had depression and treated it with alcohol. All that brilliance wasted. That's a sad note.
Mensa is a society for people who score in the top 2% of the general population in an approved intelligence test. It was founded in England in 1946. It has around 17,000 members in the UK and Ireland, comprising approximately 140,000 people across more than 100 countries. Just in case you didn't know what Mensa level genius was.
This one says, as a man, this thread is very humbling and revealing. It seems that social media has made men think women want certain things, when from the comments it seems the things women really do want most have the capacity to provide. Shouldn't they be willing? Emotional and physical safety with a strong connection, to be seen, heard and validated, for actions to align with words, integrity and morals. You don't need to be 6'3" or rich to provide any of that. This was very enlightening. Thank you. So obviously this is from a man. This one says, consistency. Until you realize he's giving all of us he's dating the same type of consistency. This one is an African woman. It has to be. But yeah, there are some people who can be consistent in bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, I said it. Yeah, some people, consistency is not really a problem for certain people. Like, the energy they will come with. Hey! I just remember something. But yeah, that's a story for another day. The energy they will come with. You now wonder what went wrong. Because yeah, consistency, I don't think being consistent is necessarily a good marker to see that this is a good person. because some people, like I said, can be consistently rubbish. Yeah, so consistency to what are you consistent of is what is important, not just consistent. I'm going to end with this one. It says, everyone wants a smart, educated man until he tries to find something to correct every time you speak and lives for the smartest guy in the room act. That's annoying. Been there, done that. No, not recommend. 100% will not recommend. No, that's so annoying. Those people, I feel like those people have insecurities. Like, you can't let somebody shine. Because fine, everybody's going to make, like, no matter what you do, everybody's going to make mistakes. Like, even this video, you're going to watch it and be like, if for example you're an editor, content creator yourself, you're going to watch this video and at the back of your head say, oh, this and this is what I would have done better in this video. Like, no matter what you do as a person, there's always a better way to do it. So sometimes you have to allow people to learn from their own mistakes and not quickly jump the gun and be the know-it-all, because that's annoying. Nobody wants that. That's so annoying. Anyways, guys, I am ending the video here. Let me know what you guys related to, and then like, what were your personal like moments for you as well? What did you think you wanted in a partner, and then after getting it, you're like, no, I don't want this anymore? I want to know in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video.